is it practically possible to have 5 official languages of a state? You have been a product of Miranda House.
Yes.
So, why is it called Miranda House?
What is the relation of psychology with sociology? Can you name some of the disorders in the human being? So what's the difference between parliament type of government and federal government?
So there is a concept called economic growth, right? So it has both positive externalities and negative externalities. So cite an example of both. What are positive externalities and what are negative externalities? What is the difference between economic survey and union budget?
Your option is PSIR. Can you explain Samuel P. Huntington class of civilization theory?
Yes, please come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please take your seat. So, good afternoon and welcome to this mock interview.
Thank you, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Simranjeet Kaur. I come from Vijaypur, district Samba. I've done my schooling from Amri Public School. Thereafter, sir, I pursued my graduation in political science from Miranda House, University of Delhi. Currently, I'm pursuing my master's in political science from distance through Indira Gandhi National Open University, and alongside in preparing for civil services. So my hobbies and interests include public speaking and reading books.
And reading books. Okay, fine. So, Simran, your mother is community organizer. What is this post and what is this JUDA, Jammu Urban Development Agency?
Yes, sir. So there is the Urban Development and Housing Department within the ministries that have been created in the Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory right now. So the post, actually the office has been held by our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Omar Abdullah. So right now under this Urban Development Department, there is this Jammu Urban Development Agency, which is actually an urban local body. So my mother's post is that of a community organizer, wherein she is tasked to collaborate on schemes that are referred to by the central government for the urban development. And thereafter, sir, she has the role in organizing the people, in organizing and mobilizing them for schemes such as self-help groups and creation of various other communities like...
Okay, fine. Your mother tongue is Punjabi. Yeah. So, what is the official language of Jammu Kashmir UT as on date?
So we have Urdu as well as Hindi as the official language.
Only two.
So beyond that, Kashmiri is also said to be this. Sir, I'm not sure.
Said to be or is it?
Sir, I'm not sure.
You should be sure. Anyway, Punjabi is not part of it.
Yes.
Why not? Because there is a good number of Punjabi speaking population in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, sir. It is often debated quite a few times that Punjabi should also be included as the official language. And there have been attempts because...
Practically, is it practically possible to have 5 official languages of a state?
So I believe that for administrative purposes, one language should be the best choice to be kept as an official language. We should not think about the religious or the, you could say, casteism when it comes to that. We should not think about administration on these lines. We must be practical in this.
Okay, fine, good. So you have been interstate and command level debater, and then you are into public speaking, reading books. What sort of books you read?
So I like to read non-fiction and self-help books. So the one I am reading currently is You Can Win by Mr. Shiv Khera. He's an Indian author.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is a lot of stuff on self-help on social media. So everybody is telling you, you eat this, you drink this, you will become this and this and this. So is it advisable to believe in all these people who are trying to sell us anything and everything just to get more and more traffic on their YouTube pages or whatever? So is it safe?
So as it is rightly said that technology is always the facilitator. We are the ones who have to choose wisely. So I believe that there's a lot of stuff. There is some crap also available, but sir, it is always advisable to choose something which is suggested by the government or by the state itself, which is tested and clinically approved. One must go for that stuff and not be blindly following every stuff on.
Okay, fine. You have represented India at International Youth Leadership and Innovation Forum, Singapore.
Yes.
So you've been to Singapore.
Yes.
So how you like the place?
It was a very nice place, infrastructure very well developed.
Okay.
Yes.
What is so important about Singapore?
Singapore has a very good human capital, known for also the infrastructure aspect. As such, sir, the cost of living there is very high because there we stayed for 3 to 4 days and we had quite a big bills on us.
Okay, wonderful. It is also known for something related to banking. Are you aware of that? No problem. So you were born on 23rd of January.
Yes.
So you are reminded of something that happened on this day?
Yes, sir. Sir, our beloved freedom fighter Subhash Chandra Bose ji was born on this day. In 1886, sir. And now we celebrate this day as Parakram Divas.
Okay, fine. You have been a product of Miranda House.
Yes.
So why is it called Miranda House?
So it is after a Greek character Miranda, which is also found in a play called Tempest written by William Shakespeare. So it is after that, sir.
Any big names you can think of when it comes to Miranda House? वो important लोग हैं वहाँ से पढ़ के निकले होंगे.
Yes, sir. So our Honorable Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar had been an alumni of Miranda House. There have been quite a few personalities from entertainment world.
Like
Many authors like Miss Kiran Desai has been an alumnus.
okay, Kiran Desai, she was in news recently. Why was she in news?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
How is she related to Anita Desai?
Um,
So reading books में interested है? ठीक है?
I'll read on this.
ये देखना है इसको, ठीक है? One last question from my side. You are a product of Army Public School. ठीक है? So what is this organization that runs these schools across the country?
So it is called AVIS, Army Welfare Education Society, that runs Army Public Schools.
Motto क्या है APS का? होता है ना छोटा सा एक 2-3 वर्ड्स का एक motto होता है हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का. क्या है? इतने साल यहाँ पढ़े हैं.
Sir, I knew it. I'm unable to recall.
कब होता है इसका वो फाउंडेशन डे मनाते हैं कोई?
Yes, sir. Sir, I know the month precisely. Maybe it's in April, so I'm not sure.
It is April.
Sir, I'm not sure about the date.
Truth is God.
Simranji, so in 2020, you cleared your 12th class in humanities
Yes.
from Army Public School. So you have not mentioned the subject separately. Simply you have mentioned humanities.
So I mentioned.
क्या क्या subject?
So my subjects were English, informatics practices, that is IP, so economics, political science, and psychology.
Political science and psychology. What is the relation of psychology with sociology?
So psychology, when we talk on the very minimalist level or the foundational level, talks about human behavior. While sociology is also the macro part of human behavior, wherein we witness, we observe the human behavior across the society and draw patterns along these lines. So psychology is very much related to sociology.
What is clinical psychology?
So as far as I can remember, clinical psychology is that branch of psychology which deals in the more of a diseases sort of aspect when we deal with disorders and the syndromes related to human behavior. So that.
Can you name some of the disorders in the human behavior?
Yes. So like obsessive compulsive disorder.
This is the common one.
Yes. So we have have schizophrenia. So also ADHD.
Very common disorder in the teenagers.
So we also have. So I'm able to recall the name.
So how you will define public speaking?
So public speaking is when we deliver a speech or oration in front of people which has an impact not just on one or two, but rather on a large scale of population that we are addressing. So public speaking is quite a skill which develops over time.
आज तक आपने कितने जगह पे पब्लिक स्पीकिंग की?
So since my school time, sir, I've been delivering speeches, lectures, debates. So.
मैं एक क्लास 50 या 100 बच्चों की लेता हूँ तो उसको मैं क्या कहूँगा कि मैं पब्लिक स्पीकिंग कर रहा हूँ?
So we can say that because it will definitely impact that population that you're addressing.
पॉपुलेशन में क्या होता है कि डिफरेंट टेम्परामेंट के, डिफरेंट रिलीजन के, डिफरेंट कास्ट के लोग होते हैं. दैट इज पब्लिक. पब्लिक में ऐसा नहीं होता है. क्योंकि वन मस्ट बी वेरी केयरफुल इन पब्लिक स्पीकिंग. हाउ वी हैव टू एड्रेस एंड हाउ वी हैव टू टॉक एंड व्हाट वी हैव टू अटर. This is very important. There is a lot of difference between public speaking and classroom speaking. So that's why I am asking you. Suppose I am taking a class of 50 or more than 50 or about 100 or 80 students. So what you will say that that will be my public speaking or not?
So then, if we go in the depth, then we definitely feel that public speaking requires a number of things to be kept in mind, rather than being in a classroom and addressing the kids.
ये तो डिफरेंस है ना, काफी डिफरेंस है ना. तो there are so many challenges in public speaking. Can you tell me some of the challenges?
So there can be externalities like there could be distractions that the public speaker might be aware of, and one must be considerate enough to look at what one has to speak and deliver rather than being deviated by those distractions. So another things would be language can be a barrier, sir, because we don't know that the population we are addressing, if they will be able to grasp the language we are speaking in, so that could be a barrier.
So which language will be considered more fruitful in public speaking?
So I think the local language.
Local language, because that will be easily understandable
Yes.
language. So what is the difference between parliament type of government and federal government?
So in the federal government, sir, the powers are more distributed well between the units. However, in the parliamentary system, sir, there can be federal, we can say, there can be federal provisions within the parliamentary system like India has. However, sir, there can be unitary controls as well in a parliamentary system. So that is a major difference.
Two major organizations at the international level, at the world level, are started, rather founded. One was founded after the First World War, another after the Second World War.
Yes.
What are those organizations?
Sir, after the First World War, the League of Nations was formed in 1919 after the Treaty of Versailles. And sir, after the Second World War, United Nations was formed.
United Nations. When United Nations Day is celebrated every year?
So 24th of October.
24th of October. So recently this NREGA changed,
Yes.
and what exactly the name given by the government?
So I know the acronym, but not the entire full form. But I'll try. It's VBG Ramji. VB Viksit Bharat.
Viksit Bharat, right.
Yes, sir.
Then
G Ramji.
G. Ramji.
Yes, sir. So I'm not aware of the entire full form.
Okay.
I'll-
Who is Lady Edwina Mountbatten?
So she's the wife of Mr. Mountbatten, who was the Governor General, last Governor General of India.
So what she has to do with Marinda House?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
So you like traveling?
Quite a few times, but not very fond of it.
Okay. So like while sir was asking you something related to the use of technology or something, you said that we should use only those things which are suggested by state, central government, or state government, something like that you mentioned, right? So then what about individual choices? Or then what about right to choose something? That's a fundamental right.
Yes. So that's a fundamental right, and that is why all the information is available to us in the public domain.
Okay.
There are lesser restrictions on public right to choice. But sir, when we have to think about ourselves and human well-being per se, we should always go for options that that are most inclusive and most fruitful for our and in our benefit, sir. So I believe that there's a lot of content, and one can choose to see anything. But sir, we must see something which has a greater or a good impact on us and can be good for the future in any way possible.
Okay. So there is a concept called economic growth, right? So it has both positive externalities and negative externalities. So cite an example of both. What are positive externalities and what are negative externalities?
So the positive externalities will be that, for example, we are moving towards green growth nowadays within the concept of economic growth. So the positive externality would be that environment per se is being protected in many ways. So on the other hand, a negative externality would also arise from this only thing, wherein we are considering industrial growth, and this will lead to pollution and a lot of externalities on the negative side.
But quote this example in a single frame. Both are totally different.
Right now I'm unable to recall.
What is money multiplier?
So money multiplier is the bank's capacity and the banking sector per se, and how it manages the public deposits and how it creates money in a long
How it is calculated?
So I'm not able to recall the formula, sir.
Okay. What is M3?
So M3 is M1 plus
Only the one element that M3 includes. Name that single element.
some
Time deposits. Okay, if people are keeping more funds with themselves, they are not depositing in bank, how this will impact money multiplier? Will it cause increase in the money multiplier or decrease?
So it will definitely decrease.
Why?
So because the money is going nowhere, it is being kept at a place and not generating any.
What is the difference between economic survey and union budget?
So economic survey is a compilation of the performance of the economy and also the future vision of the government per se. But the budget talks about how the money has been spent in the last year and how for the next.
So it's about future planning.
Yes.
Union budget is more about future economic planning,
Yes.
right? What is fiscal deficit?
So fiscal deficit is the entire borrowings that the government has, excluding the off-budget borrowings.
No. Can you repeat once again what you said?
So fiscal deficit is the total of the borrowings by the government.
Total borrowings.
Yes.
Or the requirements of
Yes.
borrowing requirements or borrowings.
So that is borrowed.
So fiscal deficit is compared with relation to union budget or GDP.
So it is in relation to GDP.
Why? Why not union budget?
So not aware of that.
So it is compared with relation to real GDP or nominal GDP?
I think nominal GDP.
Nominal. What is nominal GDP?
So nominal GDP is when the GDP is not adjusted with the price levels, if that is said to be nominal.
Simply, like, how it is calculated?
So I'm unable to recall the formulas right now. We'll work on this.
Fine, thank you.
Your optional is PSIR.
Yes.
Right? Have you read about the Bill-Kamelika theory of right?
Yes, sir.
Please explain it.
So Bill-Kamelika's theory of multicultural rights talks about that otherwise we had a very narrow notion of what rights were, but Bill-Kamelika's theory also includes rights for the minorities and rights for the diaspora communities that are living across the world. So Bill-Kamelika's theory so basically provides.
Can you explain Samuel P. Huntington class of civilization theory?
Yes, sir. So the Clash of Civilizations theory talks about how the collapse of democracies and how the collapse of democratic systems and institutions would lead to the clash of civilizations in the long run between countries, especially the South Asian countries like India.
What is Cold War?
So Cold War is not an actual war, but rather a war of ideologies that had happened after the Second World War between USA and USSR.
Can you tell us about the Panchsheel document? What is Panchsheel document?
So the Panchsheel document was between India and China. These enunciate the 5 principles of coexistence between the both countries.
Which year it was signed?
Signed, I guess, 1956.
54. Right. Can you tell us about the Gujarat Doctrine in foreign policy?
Gujarat Doctrine is related to basically how India deals with its neighborhood. So Gujarat Doctrine says that there should be no reciprocity in dealing with the neighbor.
What were the basic factors behind the collapse of USSR?
So both domestic as well as foreign influences were the factors behind the collapse of USSR. So domestically, the focus on rapid industrial growth and on weaponization, on defense equipment, neglected the needs of a large population that USSR had, and so that was the prime reason. So secondly, sir, the establishment of Mr. Gorbachev was also responsible. The very rapid reforms like Perestroika and Glasnost were also the reasons.
What do you know about the Abraham Accord?
So the Abraham Accords are brokered by the USA between the Middle Eastern Arab powers like Saudi and UAE on one hand and so Iran on the other.
Can you tell us about the root cause of conflict between Israel and Palestine?
So root cause of conflict has been the territory that is sometimes seen as that Israel has captured the Palestinian territory or the Palestinians counter that Israel. So both there has been a conflict from both the sides.
What do you know about the Gulf War II? Okay, who are Kurd people? When we say Kurdistan, what is mean by this Kurd?
So Kurds has a relation with Turkey and so I'm forgetting there was another country as well.
Okay, tell us about the Hamas. What type of ideology they have?
So Hamas is again a terrorist organization, but it is more sort of we can say extremist terrorist organization in the Gaza territory within the this. So Hamas basically operates in Gaza and not the West Bank per se. So Hamas has been the cause of the conflict between Israel and Palestine.
Who is present head of the state or government in Syria?
So he's been recently appointed. So I'm
Why
forgetting his.
Bashar al-Assad regime has fallen?
So there are quite a few factors behind that. So there have been attempts at a regime change that are also said.
Some news say that USA is still trying to regime change in Iran. What is latest development in US-Iran relation?
So the recent I saw was today morning when I saw that USA, so according to some reports, is trying to capture and or attack Iran, and some people say some journalists and others have
Okay,
reported.
what do you know about the Islamic revolution in Iran under the leadership of Khomeini?
So I'm not aware about that.
Who is Taliban? If I am a layman, how you will explain about the Taliban?
So Taliban is an extremist Islamist organization, or we can say an association.
Okay, last question from my side. What is written in Indian Constitution, Article 13(1)(3)? Can you explain it?
So Article 13 talks about what comprises the meaning of a law in the Constitution. It can be a central government, executive, that is by the executive, or the legislature, that is the parliament, or drafted by the state government, the state.
Is there a relation between law and amendment, or both are same or different?
So both are different, the law and the amendment, and there were claims earlier that amendment could be included within the law or not, but the Keshav Nanda Bharti judgment had stated that amendment can be considered a law.
Okay, thank you.